was a demon child that was spoiled as hell. Hey guys, it's your girl Sierra. Welcome back to my channel. This Fiction Friday video is going to be about White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. I read this book early on in the year and I want to talk about it. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. So starting off with the summary, Marigold is moving into a new town in a new house with her mom, her stepfather, and her stepsister. And there's a lot of tension. She has a very interesting situation that has happened before, which I won't dive into. It's very crucial for the story. But the thing is, as she lives in the house, everything's just weird and odd. Just about the house in general, the family dynamic, everything's really weird. Because Marigold's stepsister, Piper, is a very spoiled brat. Very spoiled. Her stepdad gives her anything that she wants. And so Piper literally manipulates the situation, manipulates her dad, manipulates everything going on. And Piper is starting to actually talk to someone. So Marigold's like, who the hell are you talking to? And Piper is like, oh, it's the lady that used to live here. And so she's like, okay, our house is haunted too. Things are just really weird going on in the house and in the community too as well. The company or organization, whatever it was called, that allowed her family to move into this house to kind of flip the house and start to build some revenue within the community. It's very sketchy. It's very weird. And Marigold's just like, nothing sits right with me about anything in this town, in this house with Piper. Nothing sits right with me. I want to talk about a few topics. I'll just do like two. I just want to really like keep these concise when it comes to my Fiction Friday videos. So we're going to talk about gentrification and parenting. So starting off with the first one, for gentrification, my God, I can't speak for the life of me. There is some white company that really wants to gentrify the neighborhood and switch it up. It's a very dilapidated community. Houses are like falling apart. The houses that have been left abandoned, and they're really trying to fix it up and get some white people to live there. And technically, Marigold's family gets a pass because her stepdad is white. So they're like, yeah, we want you to come in and live on the street. We're gonna fix it up. We're gonna make some new homes. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah. So it's very uncomfortable with just the aspect of that. And the plan that the company has, it's obviously terrible, but there is a darker side too as well that I don't want to dive into because I'll be giving away the story. But ultimately, just the whole point of gentrification and this entire shift of a community has always been very detrimental, very harmful, very disgusting. It has been done so many times for, I can't even say decades at this point, pretty much centuries, because it's been going on since fucking forever, where clearly palm-colored people will come into an area that they start to see as valuable to them and will completely fuck it up. Turn around, after they find something new and shiny again, they fuck that up and they go through that again. And it's a constant cycle that is infuriating. It ruins the economy. It ruins the area in general too. It really messes with the economic and political and just the society too of that community. It messes with the entire fucking system when palm-colored people do this kind of shit. It's very frustrating. And it's not even just palm-colored people. It's other palm-colored people that are adjacent to that palm color. Like, it happens all the fucking time, and it's really infuriating because it's just like, can you just stay in your own fucking area? Like, I'm sorry, where you're at is so fucking dull. Like, don't come over here and rock some shit over here just because you see black people hanging out outside having a good ass time. You smell the good ass food and you're like, ooh, I want to go in there. No, stay your ass on the other side. Thank you. Leave people alone. And so when it comes to this whole situation in the story, It's very disgusting how they do this, and then the twist in the story is very, it's very sad. It's very depressing. If you've ever seen the movie The Boy, then you know what I'm talking about. It's like that. That's really what the twist is. And yeah, it'll have you fucked up, and it'll have you ready to throw hands on people. I feel like that's what Tiffany D Jackson does with her books. It's a lot of commentary, commentary politically, socially, economically, just a lot of different issues that she does focus on in her stories, and it has you riled up. Like, it gets you so angry, and not even like a way of like, oh my god, I hate this book. It riles you up because these are very true, very much live and well in our society, in our world, that it's like when you read her books, you're not diving into anything safe. Like, people want to read to escape. If you're gonna read Tiffany D Jackson, you're not reading to escape. You're reading to see the shit that you see in real life put in a book, but with a spin on it that is fiction. Yeah, it'll have you riled up because it had me riled up. Clearly. That's just really the point I want to make with this story, because gentrification is essentially the entire story, without giving away the entire story, because I don't want to put everything out there. I want you to read it though. I want you to read it because, baby, ooh, Lord, it got bad. It got bad real fast. And the second point I want to make is parenting. So there is a difference between spoiling and nurturing children. We all know that, right? Right. Caught that. Piper was a demon child that was spoiled as hell. Even at her age, she was very manipulative. I think she's like 10. She was very manipulative. She knew how to play her dad, and she played him very well. And I get that I get the dad felt guilty for Piper's loss. She lost her grandma, I believe it was. But kids are a lot more resilient than you think. Like, I'm not saying don't nurture a child, don't take care of a child, but kids are more resilient than you think. You don't need to baby them for them to understand. You don't need to give them stuff to help deal with grief. Talk through it. I feel like with a lot of people, for a lot of parents, not even a lot of parents, but for some parents, there's this whole notion of wanting your child to not experience anything bad. You're actually harming your child, because you've experienced hardships, yes, but you have learned from them. And maybe the way you learn from them wasn't the best way, but for being a human being, for being an adult, you have to go through certain things. You have to learn certain things, and you learn that through experiences. You learn that through talking it out with people and building your own opinions, building your own beliefs, and pretty much it morphs your personality of your history and what you've been through. And for the dad, he really just coddles her and gives her whatever she wants, instead of sitting down with her and talking with her, being like, because she lost her grandmother, I get that, but you could at least sit down with her and talk to her about it and been like, let's do some things in memory of grandma. Like, let's bake her favorite cookies. Let's go on a picnic type of thing. Things that are more engaging with the child's experience and memory of her grandma versus coddling her, because you're not doing anything for her. You're actually hurting her, because now when she goes out in the world, she's going to expect people to just give her whatever she wants, no matter what. She could literally be like, I'm having a terrible day, so I should get a free coffee. It's like, baby, it don't work like that. Or if it's like, oh, well, my dad is in the hospital, so I'm allowed to run a red light. No, that's not how it works. You're really setting her up for a life with no consequences, really, and no way of emotional regulating and emotional processing. You're trying to put a Band-Aid on it, and as Piper gets older, she would literally just keep putting Band-Aids on top of stuff, and she would never know what the fuck's going on, because she's still going to be feeling the exact same way. She's going to be wondering why nothing's changing, why she still feels a certain way, because everything that she's done, it doesn't work. Like, it's not helping her whatsoever. So, and I get that Marigold's mom felt uncomfortable speaking up because he never really made Marigold's mom feel safe to speak to Piper, like to parent her. Like, that is literally her whole stepmom. You married another woman and you expect her to do nothing? What? No, that's not fair. That's not fair to anybody else in the household, because you don't know how to parent your child. You don't want to step up and do it. You don't want to actually help your child regulate her emotions and understanding consequences for her actions, and actually taking the time to process grief. Because that's the thing about grief. No matter how you feel in the moment about grief, if you're not going through that process of the actual grieving process, that's just going to keep popping up. It's not going to just be, you can't just lose a parent or lose a family member and shove it under a rug. That shit's gonna come up later. That's gonna come up through anything that you do, how you interact with other people, how you talk to yourself, how you interact with society in general. And you're gonna wonder why, because you never solved the fucking problem. So you're not helping her by not doing anything about that. Just saying, it's gonna get worse from there. He's just very dismissive when it comes to anybody saying anything about his daughter. And in a way, he really neglected his wife, and he neglected Marigold. So why are you surprised that Marigold doesn't want to fucking talk to you either? You can't be surprised. Yes, Marigold is being sneaky. She's doing stuff she's not supposed to be doing. She has some stuff going on. That's the whole point of the story, and her as a flawed character. But you can't be surprised that she doesn't want to talk to you, or that she's going through doing certain things that you don't agree with, because she doesn't feel comfortable talking to you about anything. Because why? He doesn't make himself a safe place for her. So why would she want to talk to him? Yeah. Essentially, he just has to be the actual parent. I feel like that's a huge factor of the book. The gentrification and parenting, because that's essentially how we get to the situation we get. The twist of the boy reference type of thing. It's not even a reference, because I'm not going to say that Tiffany D Jackson was copying or anything like that, because the book came out before the movie. But it's that kind of twist where it comes about that we wouldn't have gotten that. We wouldn't have understood that without knowing the aspects of parenting too as well, because with him not doing anything about it, you got this whole goddamn situation running around crazy. It's like, then things go left because you're not taking it seriously. You're not taking your daughter seriously. You're not taking Marigold seriously when she told him about things that made her uncomfortable, about things going missing, about stuff being moved. Now you got this situation going on. You can't be surprised. You can't be mad at Marigold. You can't be mad at your wife now. Who you need to be mad at is your damn self, because this could have been nipped in the bud, and this could have been processed earlier on before leading to that moment. I'm just saying. But overall, it was a really good book. I really like it. I love Tiffany D Jackson's work. Like I said, it's very heavy. You're not going in her books to dive into a fictional land and feel better about yourself. You're just not. You're gonna be faced with reality with fictional characters though, but all the main themes of the story are very much real life. It's very like social commentary through fiction. So you gotta be ready for it. You gotta like cover your head, cover your heart, just be like, all right, I know there's gonna be some things that are gonna tick me off because it's a certain theme in the story, but it's really good. She is a really good writer. I love her stories. Yeah. I rated this book 4.5 stars just because of everything about the story is so good. Just to knock a few points because of the dad. Obviously, you heard me ranting about the parenting part, obviously. And then also too, just how the parents kind of demonized Marigold because of what Marigold went through. And I get that what Marigold did and what she experienced wasn't good for herself or for her family, but you can't put that on her and make that you can't just focus on that aspect of her mistake, because teenagers are gonna make mistakes. Teenagers are stupid. We were all stupid teenagers. We've done stupid things. Maybe not the level of stupid things that like Marigold has done before, but we all have done stupid teenager things. But literally her mom and her stepdad literally demonized her for her mistakes, and it did not help, which is literally why she didn't talk to them. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. If you like this video, be sure to like this video, comment below what you thought of the book if you have read it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.